Okay, well, good morning, everyone. As mayor and on behalf of my Dubuque City Council colleagues, two of whom are with me here today, Kate Larson and Rick Jones, and also present is our state senator, Pam Yocum. I want to welcome you and thank you for joining us at the Bee Branch Banner Reveal Party. Over 150 community members, mostly kids, created art for the banners on the fence behind me, a large and colorful celebration of the Washington neighborhood and Dubuque residents, especially our young people. The banners, 8.5 feet tall and stretching over 400 feet long, have been installed on the fence located along 16th Street, Elm Street, 15th Street, and two short sections along the railroad tracks. These banners are both a creative way to improve the fence as well as engage the community in the redevelopment of the Brownfield site. In order to maintain the mile-long Bee Branch Creek Greenway and ensure its functions as designed, a maintenance facility is planned for this location, which previously served for 50 years as a scrapyard and recycling facility. Just recently, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency awarded the City of Dubuque significant grants through its Brownfields program to clean up and prepare the site for safe redevelopment. For the reveal today, we have saved a 62-foot section of the banners. I want to give everyone time to enjoy the art, but before we do the big reveal, I want to invite a couple of people to tell us more about the site and the banner project. So please join me in first welcoming Steve Sampson Brown from the city's engineering department. Steve?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few notes for you that may not be familiar with the history of the site. This site was originally occupied by the Dubuque Coffin Company in the 1880s. Between 1939 and 1941, the property transitioned between a few creditors. And then in July of 1942, the property was purchased by Morris Max Bloom in the amount of $11,000. The Bloom Company was started by Max Bloom in 1926, who was a Russian immigrant who had moved to Dubuque. Over the past decades, the Bloom Company has recycled things like iron, steel, aluminum, rags, rubber, paper, batteries, motors, and much more. The City of Dubuque became owners of all the properties located on both the east and the west side behind me of the railroad tracks and by 2016. Based on the past industrial use of those properties, this location is now generally defined as what's known as a brownfield. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, brownfields are properties that may have hazardous substances, pollutants, or contaminants present. The Environmental Protection Agency's Brownfield program provides grants and technical assistance to communities like Dubuque to safely clean up and sustainably use once contaminated properties. The Environmental Protection Agency states that cleaning up and reinvesting in brownfields protects human health, the environment, reduces blight, and takes development pressures off of green spaces and working lands. The city has benefited from a series of 4 EPA brownfield grants so far since 2014, totaling up to the amount of $623,000 received to work on these properties. These grants have helped us get to where we are today and will help us in the future clean up the site and make it ready for public use. As part of the EPA grant process, the city has enrolled both the east and the west sites in the Iowa Department of Natural Resources Land Recycling Program, also known as LRP. The LRP allows owners of the property to voluntarily assess and implement remedial cleanup actions at the site that is contaminated or is perceived to be contaminated. In working through the LRP process, the assessment of the property must address the severity of the contamination problems at the site, the risks associated with any contamination problems. At the end of the process, following the assessment and the implement of the appropriate cleanup activities and other remedies that are required to assure the protection of public health and the environment, the Iowa Department of Natural Resources will provide the City of Dubuque with a no further action certificate for both of these sites. As city staff, we like to work with the land recycling program because it provides a second independent quality assurance review to make sure the site is safe for use by the future use by the residents of the Dubuque. Later this summer, we plan to have contractors working on the property behind me who will begin remediation of the contaminants that are on site. Looking to the future, we need your help to craft the vision for what this area could be someday. We are asking for your input by sharing your ideas with city staff who are here today or by submitting them online through the city's website for this project. The website information can be found on the banners hanging here today, so make sure you look closely before you go home. With your help and the help from your friends and family, together we can make this one of the next great spaces along the Bee Branch Greenway, so please spread the word. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. The city partnered with Laura Klavitter and Heidi Zoll, who live in the Washington neighborhood, on this banner project. Laura and Heidi helped to develop the concept for the banners. They engaged the community and then gathered the artwork. Please join me in welcoming them to say a few words.
Hi, I'm Heidi Zoll. This is Laura Klavitter. So we live in the Washington neighborhood, and when we were approached by the city, by Kristen Hill, about this project, we mostly wanted to make sure that we were reflecting the community. What kind of artwork could we get to put up that reflected the love that we have in the community and the amazing people that live, work, and play here? And so we initially thought, well, let's just get the people who live, work, and play here to do the artwork. Yeah, so So Laura and I last summer set up a lot of meetings and appointments with a lot of different organizations in the neighborhood, the Multicultural Family Center, the Dream Center, Fountain of Youth, wherever you are, Fountain of Youth, Shamika Rayner's Little Luxuries. I know we were down at Juneteenth last year to collect artwork as well. We did a lot of different engagements and gathered a lot of different artwork. Oh, and the Dubuque Food Pantry had an art program last year where we gathered their artwork as well. And we just collected it all and gave it to Kristen, and she was able to put it together. But we mostly told them, we want you to do three things. So we want to reflect who lives in this neighborhood. So we asked them to do self-portraits. So that's why you see a lot of faces. And then we asked them to do what buildings or where do you live or what do you love in the neighborhood. So you'll see homes, you'll see the Dubuque Dream Center, you'll see a lot of infrastructures and buildings of what do you love about the neighborhood. And then what do you love yourself, and what inspirational quotes and motivational sayings would you want to see in the neighborhood when you walked by this? So that's essentially what we asked them to do. And I think it turned out really amazing, and I'm really excited to see it here in the neighborhood. Thank you all for being here.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Laura and Heidi. And now that we've learned a little background about the project, let's proceed with the banner reveal. Those of you who are helping with the celebratory ribbon cutting, please take your places. 3, 2, 1, cut! Whoa. Right. Beautiful. I think we saved the best for last. Of course, they're all good. They're all great. All right. Well, thank you to everyone for joining us today, and a very special thank you to everyone who submitted art for the banners. Please stay to enjoy the art and refreshments. And we also welcome your input on the redevelopment of the outdoor recreational area that will be developed along the creek on the east side of the railroad tracks. Leisure Services Manager Marie Ware will be in the tents and would love to hear from you. So thank you all for being here. Enjoy the artwork.